You know what? Most people will watch this video and be like, what the f do camera assistants use? Seriously, we frequent stationery stores. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Felicia and today I have a camera assistant's bag. It's not mine because I sold all of my stuff. This episode is also not scripted, so I really hope it comes across. Also, my lens is currently not here, so I'm using like a really old plastic lens and God, I hope this is in focus. Okay, so this is my friend's AC kit, which I borrowed last night and picked up very late. So I'm very thankful for that, and I owe her a massive bottle of whiskey and my eternal gratitude. Anyway, we're gonna pull things out one by one, and it might give you some idea as to what you should put in your camera assistant's bag. Sound good? It might also give you some ideas about what to give the budding camera assistant in your life. So in general, as a camera assistant, you probably should have a bag or two, usually one that's bigger and one that's smaller, so one for really compact shoots where you don't actually need a lot of stuff, and one for larger shoots where you kind of need everything on hand. So she's got this cool little tool bag. Well, it's not quite so little, but you can pick these up from any hardware store really, and they're not usually that expensive. Okay, so let's have a look on the outside. Ooh, actually, this is pretty, oh no, that's part of the inside. Never mind, we'll get to that later. Let's start with this pocket here. Ah, okay, what have we got here? Cool. All right, so as a camera assistant, often you might be working in somewhere which doesn't have a hell of a lot of light. So a good torch is always a good thing. And this is a head torch as well. So that's also very handy. Small, compact, you can strap it onto anything pretty much. She's put some Velcro on the back here so she could pop that onto whatever she wants really. Oh yeah, the important stuff. Aha! Velcro straps. You can use them to cable manage, which is really good on camera as well. Instead of using tape to cable manage your monitor leads, you can just use Velcro straps and then they're reusable. I love it. This is adorable. Okay. Oh, all right. So obviously you're going to need batteries for your torch or any other accessories that you might have that do require batteries. So these look like a bunch of spare batteries. Lots of AA's, there's a couple of AAA's and a single 9-volt. Never know when you need batteries. Ooh. Oh yeah, all right. More Velcro, both sides. So this can be used for almost any purpose of sticking one thing to another. In most cases it's used on a slate where you can stick the numbers or the tags onto the slate, but I mean you could also use it to stick your torch onto a particular surface or use it to stick an accessory to the camera. I'm gonna put all this stuff back because I'm never gonna remember where it goes. Okay, we're going to the inside. All right, cool. So this, you know what? Most people will watch this video and be like, what the f do camera assistants use? Seriously, we frequent stationery stores. Except for this stuff actually, this camera tape is quite important. Every single camera assistant should have camera tape. Don't go the cheap route and get the really yucky stuff that you find in the hardware store. You need to actually get legit camera tape, so don't skimp out on it. The cheaper version just isn't gonna work as well, it's not gonna look as professional, and yeah, it's just not that great. This is kind of like a to-go pack, if that makes any sense. Let me see if I can explain this better. Instead of carrying around a whole heap of different colored bits of tape and having to pull off a different length every time, these are like pre-prepared tape swatches, which you can just rip off and make quick little marks on the ground for actors and things. It's attached to a cable tie, which means that can be attached to a belt or hooked onto your trolley or hooked into your bag, whatever you want to do with it really. This is actually really cool. I can't actually show you this close up, but I can mock up an example for you, which I'll show you on the screen right now. This is a table with all of the names of the actors in a particular production and their character names. And then next to it, she's put teeny tiny bits of different colored tape. And all of those different colors of tape correlate to the color of tape that you would use to mark that actor. I've heard stories of certain actors being like, they have to have this sort of tape. In fact, I worked on a production where one of the actresses had to have this particular color of tape, and that's just her color. Okay. And then she's also got two different markers attached here as well. So a permanent and also a whiteboard. And the obvious one, a slate. This one's actually set up really nicely. It's very clean. I'm impressed. Mine is a mess. She's actually got a door handle on the back as well, which is really cool. You can actually use that to rest your hand on. So if you're in an awkward position to put the slate in, you can rest your thumb, or you can use it to hold onto the slate a bit easier. And then she's taped her whiteboard marker on the back, and there's a fluffy on the bottom of that, just used to clean the slate. Anyway, I might do a video on slating techniques and things like that later, but I hope you guys are finding this interesting, because when I was first starting out, I had no idea what to put inside a camera assistant's bag and had to kind of work it out for myself and look at what other people had in their bags, which is kind of how everybody does it. But hey, if there was a video laying out exactly what I needed, that would have been amazing. Okay, so she's got 2 containers here as well, and if you've seen my previous video, you'll know exactly what these are. One tub is for exposed cards, and that is in red tape, and the other one is for unexposed cards, and that's green. What else have we got in here? So, you know what I was talking about with the bunch of tape on your belt? Yeah. That can get really annoying sometimes. So hence having little strips of tape that are ready to go is a really good option, but you will also need extra tape so that you can continue to replenish that tape, as well as if you need slightly longer pieces. So these here are not how you buy them. This sort of wrapping of the tape around these film cores is not usually how you buy tape. You buy it in a much larger roll. When I was first starting, I used to have whole rolls of tape on my belt, and that's kind of embarrassing. It also like swings a lot and can damage doorways and stuff. It's not the best idea. So when I worked out that camera assistants tend to wrap their camera tape around film cores, it was a life-changing moment. So these are old 16mm film cores, and you can probably pick them up quite cheap online. You'd also try see if rental houses have any that they're trying to get rid of, that they've got in storage somewhere. I'm sure people won't really have much of a use for them, considering that 16mm isn't shot on a lot these days, but it's still kind of valid. So they're out there, they're not impossible to find, but you might need to pay just a little bit. Anyway, so you take the massive tape roll and then you start to wrap as much as you need, I guess, around these film cores. And then you've got your own little collection of multiple colors of tape. Very important to have a big selection of colors. Oh yeah, this is cool. So this is an Imperial and metric wrench set. Allen keys, as they are so called. Incredibly handy for any camera accessories. Most camera accessories require these sort of tools to tighten them or to adjust them at all. So very, very, very handy thing to have in your set. She's got these little containers in here which she is using as organization. Really keeps everything nice and neat inside your bag and things don't get easily lost. So in one of those, actually, she's got a couple of tools in here. We've got a coarse hair brush, which you can use to get sand out of different areas on the camera body or around the camera if you need to. It might be nice also to have a soft brush, a very soft brush, not necessarily for the front of the lens, but around the lens or any delicate areas of the camera. You can use that instead of a coarse brush, but coarse brushes are really good as well. So very important thing, a screwdriver. You should probably have multiple sizes and multiple types, so also have Phillips head and flathead screwdrivers. They're very good to have in your kit too. And then we have a wrench, handy. Pair of scissors, handy. Ooh, I think it's a switchblade. I don't want to cut myself. Oh, I see. Oh, wow, okay, that's dangerous. But there you go. There's a blade, handy, but scary at the same time. In another container, we have dust off. This stuff is really cool. It's also potentially dangerous. I wouldn't recommend using this directly onto a lens. I might actually do a video about how to clean lenses, because that's a very important skill to have as a camera assistant too. You don't use this straight onto a lens. You use it on an angle to brush away any hard to remove dusts. Also, don't use it on joints on a camera or anything like that, because you can actually push that sand or that dirt deeper into the camera and it can do some internal damage. Also, never use it upside down, because if you use it upside down, it will have water in it. It's not actually just air. There are chemicals in there as well, which will react and turn into moisture. Not good, but good. It's a good thing to have, okay? There's an extra pouch in here, material pouch. Ooh, that's handy. I like it. All right, so she got some spare markers here, all different colors. These are non-permanent. They're kind of hard to remove sometimes, but they're labeled as non-permanent markers. You use these for marking focus wheels. When you're a camera assistant and you need to make a focus mark, you will either mark the actor if they want to mark, or even mark it for yourself. And then you'll also mark the focus wheel. I am actually working on a video about focus pulling too. If that is something you are interested in seeing, or if all the other things that I said I'm actually making are interested to you, maybe consider subscribing. If you're a camera assistant or you're a budding camera assistant, you'd like to know some tips and tricks about filmmaking and how you should get into the industry, I'm making a series for you, so stay tuned. Cool, so what else has she got? This is awesome. This is by far my favorite type of pack as a camera assistant. You can get camera assistant belts, but you can also get chest pouches. This one's by Dirty Rigger. What a great brand name. The Dirty Rigger 2.0. Great, cool. So on here, basically self-explanatory. You wear it as a chest pouch. She has a lens cloth attached. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. And then in here we have a multi-tool. That's pretty cool. So it's got pliers on it. It's also got a variety of different things inside. So there's knives, there's files, there's a mini screwdriver, there's a stack of stuff in there, which is so incredibly helpful on set. Like, if you're a camera assistant, 100%, you need one of these. Not even joking there. She's got another spare marker here. It's always nice to have multiple markers and leave one in your bag, leave a couple of spares in there, and then have one on your person as well. And then inside the pouch, she has, oh nice. I was hoping one of these was in here. Cool. Inside the pouch, she has a small tape measure. This is a cloth tape measure, so you can hook this onto the camera and then pull it where you need to pull it to, and then get your focus mark. Ooh, this one's actually not cloth. It's actually metal, but still works the same as a cloth tape. And then all you have to do is wind it up. These are my favorite types of tape. I'll link the one that I had in the description below because I know where I found that, and this one I have no idea where she found this, but I like it too. All of the things in this bag will be linked in the description below, so you have an option to purchase them. It also has an area here where you can put a radio or clip a radio. Radios are very, very commonly used in the film industry, especially in high-end commercials where the area might be larger than usual, on feature films, and also on TV series. Radio etiquette is something I should probably look at teaching you as well. But the thing with that is it can be kind of different in every country, so I don't know how I'll do that one. Okay, let's put everything back the way it came, because I'm a nice friend. Am I? I hope I'm a nice friend. Is this actually a pouch or something? Oh my god, there actually is more to this bag. Sweet. Oh, nice. Okay, I was wondering where this was. I'm like, gee, there isn't a lot in this bag. What's going on? Cool. So in here, she has a couple of extra Velcro tags on her person instead of in her bag, so that she can use them on the camera quite easily. And then if she needs any extra, she could just go back to her bag. In here is this little baggie. Great idea to put it in a plastic bag. That's very, very good. Keeps everything nice and clean, nice and neat, and everything together. Lens fluid, very important stuff. Don't go cheap on this either. Buy stuff that is recommended for use on optical lenses for cameras, not for your glasses, because they can often contain slightly different chemicals and can cause degrading of the coating of a lens. I'll go through this when I do the lens cleaning tutorial, but also lens tissue, very important. It's like a fiberless tissue that you can use to clean lenses. Ah, yes. The Dirty Rigger 2.0. So the last thing in that little pouch is this Leica Disto. It's a laser pointer, pretty much, measures distance. Very, very handy as a first AC if you're trying to get a focus point, but you can't actually get across with a measuring tape, so you use one of these. Basically what it does is you point it at what you want to measure and you press the button, and it will measure how far away something is. So this says 2 foot and 6 inches. Pretty cool. How far away you? 2'8". You can also change the units on here and also where it's measuring from. So currently it's measuring from the bottom of the device up. So what you'd do is you'd place the bottom of the device next to the focus plane on your camera, and then you would hit the button, activate the laser, do it again, 5 foot 10 inches. Yeah, so infinite amount of fun and a very cool and very handy thing to have in your kit. In fact, everything in this bag is a handy thing to have in your kit, so just buy everything. You can never be too prepared as a camera assistant, and that's something you'll learn as you go on. You can never have too many things for various situations. Cable ties. Reusable cable ties are the best ones to get because, well, you can reuse them. But it might also be handy having some that aren't reusable because they are a bit more sturdy and they'll stay together a bit longer. If you're ever in a situation where you can't actually leave a tape mark on the floor for an actor, like for instance, it's an old building and the floors are easily damaged, or you're shooting outside, that's a big one, or alternatively the mark's not actually going to be sitting there very long, it's just a very temporary mark, you can use these. These are simply T-brackets, T-joints. You find them at your local hardware store. Very, very easy to find, and you can buy a lot of them. So yeah, it's nice to buy a stack of these and then wrap them in different colored tapes, especially if you've got a stack of actors that need different colors. These ones actually have holes in them as well, so you can pin them to the ground if you're outside and you need to pin them in the grass. The amount of times I've left these in paddocks, they've gone missing from my kit because I've left them somewhere. It happens a lot. Good thing they're cheap. Oh yeah, okay. So aside from the paper tape, you should also have a retractable metal measuring tape as well. This can be really good if you can't actually hook your cloth tape onto the camera and then run it out to the actor, and you maybe just need to stand next to the camera and stretch this out from the camera instead. Also handy if you just need to get rough focus marks. What else have we got? Ooh, okay. Straps. You can never have too many straps. Very handy for strapping things down to trolleys, strapping the camera down to certain surfaces, strapping things onto a dolly, strapping things onto a tripod. Straps. Yeah. A selection of rubber bands, also very handy. Good to have a big selection of them, a big range of them because they break fairly easily, and lots of different sizes if you want as well, so that you have one for every circumstance. Things you don't really think about. So now we're gonna have a look at the other side of the bag. What do we got on this side? Oh, this is very clever. I wouldn't have thought of this when putting this into an assistant's bag. Inside here is a stack of micro SD cards and also a small USB. So what this would be useful for is putting camera setups on. If you're on a set and the DP asks you to put a certain LUT on the camera, or to put certain frame guides on the camera, or just to preload any setup onto the camera, you can do it yourself. This is actually a really, really bloody good idea, and I love it. Wow, that was a surprise, wasn't it? And in here, the final thing, and the most important thing, and kind of a shameless plug, because this is the rental house I used to work for. This is a camera cover, so basically at the end of the day, if you're doing a Hollywood wrap where everything is staying set up and you're leaving the camera at location, you'll often set it up on sticks or pop it in a safe area, and you'll cover it with something so that it doesn't get dusty or potentially damaged by whatever. You never know, because you're not there to view it. Because you're not there to keep it safe, you're never gonna know, so it's best to put a cover on it and keep it underneath the cover. So this one's a large one, which usually fits over the top of a tripod with the camera on top of the tripod. They're not necessarily waterproof, but you know, they are pretty handy in deflecting water if somebody accidentally spills something on top of the camera or whatever. May happen, but they just keep the camera somewhat safe if you're not around. You'll also use them if you're breaking for lunch and you want to protect the camera a bit and you're not going to be within eyesight of the camera at all times. Best to cover it up. Just a rule of thumb, if you're going on lunch, if you're going on a break, if everybody's going on a break, best to cover up your equipment. Now I gotta work out how to get this thing back in. shameless plug to the Vision House, which is a great rental house in Melbourne if you're looking for equipment. I'll link them below. You can also get waterproof bag covers from places like Kathmandu or different adventure stores. If you're in another country and you don't have a Kathmandu, they tend to have like waterproof backpack covers or waterproof rucksack covers, which you can use for the top of your bag, or you can use for the camera, or you can use for anything really. Okay, so that is everything you need to put in your camera assistance bag. Well, it's not absolutely everything, but it's a nice starting point and the nice basics that you should probably have, the necessities, if you will. And yes, you can build on this kit, and yes, when you're on a job, you might be put in a situation where you need something completely different to what I've said today, but then it is at that point that you will realize, next time I'll put that in my kit. It always happens like that. You're not alone in this case. Everybody does that. Every job you go onto, you're always thrown in the deep end about something. And then that something prompts you to fix that problem the next time. So don't stress out if you're not completely prepared for a certain freak situation. But the items in this bag will get you out of most of those situations. It's all a case-by-case basis thing, but it is nice to kind of be a MacGyver in the situation. Always have things on hand that can be put together quickly that will solve most problems. And a lot of the problems on set are attaching one thing to another. So that's why there's a lot of straps, there's a lot of cable ties, there's a lot of Velcro, tapes, all these different things to attach one thing to another, because that's often the problem that will arise on a set. Is you'll have a camera with a bunch of accessories that maybe don't quite fit it correctly, or you need to jimmy rig something to the camera that's just not quite fitting properly, or maybe slightly broken, and you just need a quick fix. A lot of the things in this kit will fix that. So yeah, that's enough of me blabbing on. Hopefully you found this video interesting. Hopefully you found it helpful. I'm really sorry if I bored the hell out of you for this video, however long it might be, but I would have found this helpful if I was just starting out. When I was just starting out, I had no idea what to put in a camera bag. It freaked me the hell out. And I found out by going on set and then asking other people and looking at their kits and borrowing people's kits. And then I slowly built my kit from there. And then I sold my kit before making this video so that I had to borrow a friend's kit very, very late in the evening. Anyway, the point is, if you're a camera assistant just starting out, I really do hope that this has helped you to work out what you might need on your first day on set, or if you're only a few jobs in and you're still not sure and you just need to know basics that you should bring. So yeah, anyway, I hope you found it helpful, and if you did find it helpful, remember to give this video a big fat thumbs up, and if you would like to see more of my face and learn a little bit more about filmmaking, camera assisting, camera stuff in the process, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday.